Lynn Cullen live in 1 minute. Welcome to Lynn Cullen Live at pghcitypaper.com. Email your questions and comments to Lynn at pghcitypaper.com.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Tuesday, September 25th. And if I seem a little diminished today, it's because someone stole my chair. And the replacement chair is sort of lower. I feel a little... I don't feel as authoritative, so if my comments today seem a little wishy-washy, it's because my change in stature has affected my sense of grandiosity. Anyway, to put grandiosity in check, here's my kid sister Susan in St. Louis. Hi, Suze.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm outraged that somebody would just march in and commandeer your chair.
Oh, yeah, you are? We are, too. So, Jess went out...
Well, what do they think? No one sits there?
Yeah, right. Jess went out in the hall and found one, and she brought it in, and it looked even better than my chair. It had a high back. It looked really cool. I sat in it, and it immediately sunk down to the whole body. You know, it was one of those chairs that you can move up and down, but once you sit in it, it just goes down. And
there was no lock on it, huh?
No, so it's back in the... That's why it was in the hall, I guess. Maybe whoever used to own that chair...
Right, took your chair.
Let's dust that chair for fingerprints and find out. No, I don't know about other workplaces, but I have always found that radio stations are rife with thieves. You bring a lunch, you stick it in the common refrigerator. You're lucky if it's there at noon. I'm serious. I'm not talking about this place in particular, but they'll eat your food, they'll take your clothes, they'll take your chair, they screw up your computer when you're not there. I'm not kidding. Why, it's an outrage.
Well, how are you today?
I'm actually fine. I'm actually fine. I am. I went on a tirade yesterday about football and how I just really can't watch it anymore. And I thought that happened on Sunday, and I thought, it'll be tested tonight. This is yesterday when Monday Night Football's on because the Packers were on. And I thought, how can you not watch a Packer game? Easy, as it turns out. I did... When I went to bed, I stuck it on for a little bit just to see what was happening, and I put it on real low, but I was sort of doing my usual crossword puzzles and Scrabble with friends and crap like that, but I had it on. And then I thought, it's just making noise. Get it off. I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And then, of course, I wake up and find that there was... an outrageous game-changing call at the very end of that game, a missed call by these scab refs they've got. Do you know that the regular NFL refs are off, have been locked out?
Right. No, we totally missed the call.
I mean, the proverbial Ray Charles could have made that call. I mean, it's just unbelievable, apparently. And the funniest thing I saw about it, Susan, is that the governor of Wisconsin, a great Packer fan named Scott Walker, the union-busting Scott Walker, has
What's
expressed...
he going to do, execute the ref?
No, he has expressed his outrage, and he's demanding that the regular refs come back. In other words, the unionized refs.
Right.
He wants them back. Oh. So.
Well, excuse me. They were locked out.
Yeah, they were locked out.
Tell the owners to unlock the gate.
I suspect that they will after this. I don't know. I don't know what they were trying. I don't know anything about this. I don't know what the refs get paid. I don't know what they were wanting. I don't know where the problem, the management and employee problem, labor problem came from. But I'm going to take the ref's side just because, it's not like the NFL owners are poor or anything.
Right.
It's not like they don't get bailouts whenever they whine about it. They don't get little people to build their palaces and give them every tax break known to man.
Well,
while they rake in every
lockout has amply shown, it's not an easy job.
Oh heck no! I can't imagine what a hard job that is.
To do well.
Yeah.
And in such a way that the game is enhanced and not interfered with.
That's right.
And they just prove to everybody why they should earn their keep.
That's correct. Yeah, but so now the Packers are 1-2. Not that I care.
It's like they have to do something about it. It's like they can't count the first couple games of the season.
Well,
but they will.
But they will, and it's not like you can go back and fix it, apparently. You just can't. But, wow. That's pretty amazing. Pretty outrageous. So did you hear this thing that Mitt Romney supposedly, after Ann Romney was on a plane that had to make an emergency landing, the cabin filled up with smoke. Are you aware of this?
Yes, I am.
And it upset him, obviously, of course. And he apparently made some remark about there's a design flaw in these planes. Why shouldn't there be an ability to open a window to let... Did you hear that he said that?
He doesn't understand about pressurized cabins and stuff?
No, apparently not. Hey, Jess, I'm sorry to bother you, but would you go look and see if you can find the exact Mitt Romney's quote about opening airplane windows?
Doesn't he just get scarier every day?
Well, it does seem like most people know that there's a reason you can't open the window.
Well, in little propeller planes that you hop around on,
you can do it.
That don't fly high enough.
Yeah, then you can open the window.
You sure can open the window.
Yeah, and I once flew in one of those planes. I was resting my elbow out the window like a truck driver.
Right.
Only I was above the road. So he apparently...
that's not the kind of plane we're talking about.
No, we're talking about a jet. And he did say something to that. If anybody has it, let me know. Jess is looking like it's not coming quickly, which sort of surprises me. Anyway.
And I thought it was interesting that they put her on the sidelines after she yelled at the radio.
Yeah, right.
And I sort of got where she was coming from, but still,
Well, I did too. No, I don't blame her. Can you imagine, really, the pressure of that?
I sort of thought, oh, look, it's a real moment.
Yeah, there was a real moment, and I did not feel...
I was basically on her side.
I was too.
Good for you. Stand up for your man. Tell her to back off.
You can't find it? I found it. Okay, Jess found it. Here, Jess, use the mic and tell us what Mitt Romney said. Here it is. I just want to get it right. I don't want to be accused of... falsely reporting.
You can't find any oxygen from outside the aircraft to get in the aircraft because the windows don't open. I don't know why they don't do that. It's a real problem, so it's very dangerous.
Honest to Pete, he just doesn't even get that if you're in a jet, that there ain't enough oxygen up there in the first place. That would be why the cabin is pressurized.
He doesn't know that if you open the window, everyone will pass out?
Aside from being sucked out.
Yeah, you could also get sucked out. So anyway, comedian Liz Winstead has been having fun with this today. This is what I saw one of her tweets. She's been tweeting things. And she's created a hashtag called Mitt Wonders. And, like hashtag Mitt Wonders. Why can't people smoke at gas stations? I mean, it's outdoors. Why aren't there screens on submarines? Mitt wonders, why can't you buy a gun at a liquor store? Mitt wonders, why can't you give a baby a knife? And here's my favorite. Mitt wonders, why isn't there chicken sushi? But see, it's that kind of thing that, of course, would, if you were his wife, you would just start to,
You'd be outraged.
You would want to kill somebody. You would just want to, you would, because, yeah. Well, the good news for Mitt is it's almost over. What I'm reading now is that unless he has, I guess our former governor and the former head of the DNC, Ed Rendell, said his only shot is having some extraordinary moment in a debate now, in one of the debates.
Well, and that ain't going to happen.
I doubt it. He's not a bad debater. And he's had a lot of practice because he had to go through those 500 million primary debates. So he's not a bad debater. And despite what we just had fun with, he's not an idiot. And he's been they've really been prepping him for this. But, the odds aren't great. I have, there was something interesting in the New York Times today about all these polls. We see the polls, and what do you make of the polls, and the polls this and the polls that, and all the stories have been showing the polls. The news from the polls are, nothing to make the Romney people feel good. There's nothing in those polls.
No.
It's just...
all the movement is in the wrong direction.
Right. All the movement is toward Obama. He's leading in almost every swing state. They've taken Ohio and moved it from toss-up to leaning Obama. He's ahead in Florida and Virginia and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, of course, and blah, 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 on and on and on. Your hapless state, one of the few that he's not. Anyway, they finally figured how to see if polls taken at this time, 6 weeks before an election, if we should now start paying attention to them, and if the historical record shows that polls taken 6 weeks before a national election generally prove to be correct. And so they did all the numbers crunching, and here's what they found. They averaged all the presidential polls that were conducted 40 to 50 days before the election, which is right where we are now, and very clear themes emerge. One, the polling at this point in an election campaign has been pretty predictive of outcome. Since 1936, a long time ago, of the 19 candidates who led in the polls at this point in the campaign, 17 became president. That can't make Mitt Romney feel too good. Suze?
No.
What happens to you?
Well, my phones are ringing. People are trying to reach me, and it's driving me nuts.
Oh, I hear
That's
your phone.
what's happening.
Okay. I'm sorry. I knew you weren't quite there. Okay.
No, I had two different beep-ins, and now someone's calling my phone.
Well, if you need to check, go ahead.
Well, just talk for a minute.
Okay, I am. So, since 1936, 17 of the 19, the famous one who had been ahead at this point in all the national polls, who ended up losing, was Thomas Dewey, losing to Harry Truman. We all know the famous picture of him, Truman holding up the Chicago Tribune with its banner headline, "Dewey wins." when he did not. The only other time the guy who was leading at this point didn't win, well, this one we all remember. It was Al Gore. Actually, he still won. He still won the popular vote, but he didn't win the Electoral College, as we know. So only Dewey and Gore, who were both said to be ahead, and actually Gore was, because they were looking at popular vote. So that's a really, really pretty good, that's an over 80% batting average, essentially. Secondarily, looking back at all those polls shows that there has not been any tendency at this stage of a presidential race for the contest to all of a sudden break for the challenger at this point. If any candidate comes on in the last 6 weeks of a presidential election, it has historically been the incumbent. Suze, are you there? Did you knock yourself off?
Hello?
Are you there?
Yeah. Sorry.
Everything okay?
Yeah, it's a guy that's supposed to be working here, and he was calling to... Never mind.
No, I don't think we want to hear this.
You don't want to know.
No.
Anyway, I hung up on him.
Okay. So that's number 2. And number 3, here's another thing. They keep talking about the undecideds are important. There's next to none this election. There's next to none.
No. The people, I think everybody who's going to vote
pretty much
knows who's going to vote. These undecided people at this point, they aren't going to. Why would, if they don't know what they aren't going to vote?
If they're undecided at this point, I'm sorry, they're dolts.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you need to make you make a decision? I mean, here's the one and here's the other, and they've presented everything they can present. And if you can't make up your mind now, what possibly would it take? I mean, what is it you want? So, also, the ability of many people in many states to vote early. So even if, let's say, there was a game-changing moment in the next 6 weeks, that can come too late for a whole bunch of voters who've already, in fact, voted. They've placed their vote. And lastly, what this shows is Obama, after the convention, being a 2-point favorite, that was where he was after the convention. The polls showed him either 2 points above Romney or up to 6 points above Romney after the conventions. And they say this makes a big difference based on our forecast model, looking at all these elections since 1936. Any candidate ahead by 2 percentage points at this point in the campaign would be a 2-to-1 favorite to win. And any candidate up 6 points, as some of those polls show him, would have a 90% chance of victory. So looking at all of that, I don't know where the Romney... And you saw Tim Pawlenty, Romney's co-chair of his whole campaign. He up and left last week. Right.
Well, I mean, it's more of what they did 4 years ago. It's really sort of snatching, defeat from the jaws of victory. I mean, all they had to do in this campaign was just have a candidate that barely lived up to anybody's expectations because the I Hate Obama vote was significantly large, that when you added it to the
economy,
the Republican base, they probably could have won.
Right.
That's at least what we were all worried about.
Well, we were all told that if unemployment was above 8%, forget it. Unemployment above 8%, gas almost $4 a gallon, there ain't no way the incumbent is going to win. No way, because history shows us that. Well... people are bewildered. They just can't even believe. And the more they can't even believe that he's doing this, the more people come to Obama. Right. I mean, he's proving to everybody that, I don't care how much you don't like the job this president did,
he's going to do better than that guy.
That's right.
And then there are those of us that do like, the job that he's managed to be able to do.
Yeah, and we believe that it takes more than 4 years to turn around what was real close to becoming the Second Great Depression.
Well, and a modicum of cooperation from a Congress.
Might have helped. Yeah.
I mean, all Congress did. Everything that I was reading today were articles about a group of mayors meeting and saying, look, we've got about 50,000 jobs between us that we're just waiting for Congress to give us the go-ahead, and they won't move.
Well, just last week, Congress goes home after doing absolutely nothing.
Proudly doing nothing.
Proudly doing that. I want their paychecks. I want to confiscate their paychecks because surely there's a contract somewhere that says, okay, we'll give you this really nice paycheck, we the people, much more than I'm making, if you in turn do this, that, and the other thing. They didn't do shit. They didn't
With this really nice health insurance that's not as nice as what they're all complaining about giving us.
No, they got the government health insurance they won't give us. They are despicable. And there's not an American who doesn't know it. They actually left after the Republicans shot down a jobs bill that was aimed at getting veterans of the Afghan and Iraqi wars into police departments and fire departments and other jobs that their military training would make them well suited for, and it was a program to help get those vets into these jobs. They voted it down, even though some of the Republicans had co-sponsored the bill, including our Senator Toomey. Idiot. The Democrats said, here, help us write this, so we don't want any trouble with this one. We want to get this done. We want to get these people into jobs. We owe them that much. He actually helped author parts of it, and then they voted against it. How do you...
Well, and I don't know why they think that they can see that the whole country is angry at them. I mean,
but you see, they really don't.
The Congress that has the worst approval record ever, rating ever.
Ever.
It's like 22. I mean, and who the
No. It's below. No. I believe, Susan, it's below 10%. It's single digit. Last I heard, it was single digit. And there again, you've got to wonder who are the 8%.
Okay, I think that's an accurate, appraisal of the number of Tea Party people that are causing all this trouble. Because that's who likes this. Bring government to a standstill.
Unbelievable. We have a call. Susan, we have maybe perhaps a gentleman caller. Hello? Hello?
Well, hello, good morning, Lynn. It's Michael from Palm Springs.
Michael, hello.
Hey, question I've got for you guys, since I'm not out there, and Susan can chime in, too, since she's in another location. Are you seeing political bumper stickers, at least presidential bumper stickers?
No.
I see Obama ones, but not
Only
a lot.
Obama ones.
I see Obama ones, and I see Obama yard signs.
I have not seen a single yard sign for Obama. I have not seen a single, in the field sign for anyone. And I have seen only one, Romney. Yeah, that guy. I couldn't even remember his name. But that was long before the primary, even.
Okay. I've seen a few more than that, but not many. And there's a street, a pretty well-traveled street in my neighborhood that one whole block, this is family homes, single-family homes, I'd say one whole block, both sides, almost every yard has an Obama sign in it. And
I think what's interesting from my location, which would be the McCaskill-Akin race, I live in an area where I would probably expect to see Akin signs.
And you're not?
And I haven't seen one.
Hey,
I
today...
have seen a McCaskill sign. on a house that it makes sense that I've seen it.
To
But, you know, I agree. I have not seen bumper stickers because I noticed that at this time of the year, and I have not seen political signs in front of even those houses that I know routinely put up Republican signs.
Well, let me just say this. I got an email a few days ago from the Obama campaign asking if I wanted to order any yard signs. And they said, this is the only time we're going to put this out. So if you want them, get them now. And I don't put up a yard sign. I live in a place where nobody would see it anyway. But it could be that they don't push this until the last month or so. I don't know.
That could be, but usually you'll see bumper stickers before you see yard signs. As I recall...
No, I think we are so close to the election that people would have been putting signs up. I mean, there might be municipal rules about how soon you can put them up, but I know that local candidates have had them up for a while now.
Yeah,
so
I've seen a lot of local and state.
Thereof, I think, is somewhat remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what is it saying? Are we afraid of our vote now, or?
Maybe people know that there's no point in trying to change anybody's mind.
Or maybe
true.
people in this polarized election. People might not want to advertise in this polarized...
I was just thinking that too, Susan. I was thinking, I
don't want to get egged. I don't want to get TP'd.
I don't want to get my car keyed because I have the wrong... You know what? It could be something like that as well. Actually, 4 years ago, I did have an Obama sticker on my car, and I did get my car keyed in the parking lot of the radio station I was working at. I'm quite sure that was why. Quite sure. So it could be that. I did just yesterday see a bumper sticker on a pickup truck, and it was interesting because what it was Obama's logo, that red, white, and blue sort of rainbowy looking thing with that one, red and blue, and we recognize it as Obama's. It had that
with the red, white, and blue sunrise.
That's right.
Basically.
That's it. That was it. And it was stuck there, and under it in big black letters, it said no. So. Now, that was... See, but that's interesting. That was not a Romney. That was...
that was anti...
It's the negative. It's the negative.
That's right. It's the people... Although in Wisconsin, where I am frequently, there are a lot more signs up. But that's because Wisconsin has been in one political battle after another for the last year.
Right. It's been so people there are just
so people are
very political now.
Putting their hearts out there for a while now, and they're going to continue doing it.
Yeah.
True.
Well, good question, and good observation there.
And I wish that I had $4 or under $4 a gallon gasoline here. Our regular is $4.09, and the high octane is $4.31.
Oy.
Wow.
But we're still voting for Obama.
Way to go! Thank
right,
you.
Love you both.
Bye.
And
love
Happy
you too.
New Year.
Thank you. Bye. Never know whether to wish somebody a Happy New Year back.
I know.
Happy 5773. Now, I will not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Yom Kippur. It starts tonight at some sundown. This is the heavy duty. It's not right to call it a holiday, is it? It's anything but. It's 25 hours of introspection and atonement.
And trying not to be stiff-necked. But it's also the holiday where we ask for forgiveness for everybody as opposed to only ourselves, which...
Well, and we do it communally too, which is interesting because you stand there as a congregation, and you literally go through this page after page. I have been, I have done, and some of them I think, well, I didn't do that, But it doesn't matter. You go through it. You do it together. And what's astonishing is that most of them you have done. It is such an in-your-face of how you're not the person you could be. It really is. And anybody who doesn't get introspective after attending a Yom Kippur service is really, I don't know, they're brain dead or something. Or
no, they aren't paying attention.
They're not paying attention.
But I mean, it's like the way the recitation reads. If you think, oh, I don't do that, there's sort of like the silent really.
Maybe. But I mean, there's some that you don't. I mean,
no,
but
right.
not many. In fact,
there's many, right.
And there's a whole bunch that essentially say that what I do for a living is sinful. There's a whole bunch about, speaking words that hurt others or speaking this or doing that or being over the top and I'm thinking, I feel like when they're doing that the people around me are all sort of like looking at me. Because they know.
And then the next one is narcissism, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. And I have thought it was always about me. And what's so funny is last year, I'm sitting behind some woman who is not paying attention at all. And she's talking to her dog. She checked her cell phone a few times. I was wanting to kill her. I was feeling murderous. And then I'm thinking, here I am saying, and I will not think ill of other people. And I'm looking at her and thinking, Jesus, what are you even bothering to be here for, you dimwit? And then I'm thinking, oops, but I... Oh, God. Oi. Oi.
We do have to be careful. I find myself, needlessly enraged multiple times a day when I should just be.
I know. It's not right. Not right.
No, it's not right.
Well, but she shouldn't be. She should be paying attention.
No, and the lady going 30 miles an hour on the ramp getting onto the highway talking on her phone shouldn't be doing that either.
No. Okay, so today's the last chance for Akin to pull out, as they say, but he will not.
No. No, and Newt was here yesterday.
Yes, Newt Gingrich came and said, "You're my guy." McCaskill in the polls is a little bit up.
Yeah, it's still she's up, but
it's amazing. It's amazing she might not win.
When this money comes flooding back in, which it will. She'll have a race again. Although I think it's telling that I am not surrounded by Akin signs.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think there were a lot of people that just didn't pay attention that voted for the Republican. They just do, and he sort of made it impossible for those people.
Yeah.
And Claire is running a very smart campaign.
Well,
Claire is running a commercial that says, "I'm number 50 and proud of it." And it's her ranking on the conservative scale of 100 senators.
Oh, okay.
So she's saying her campaign is he's too conservative, and I'm not the liberal that he's pointing me out.
I'm the most moderate. I'm right in the middle
of the road kind of a woman, which is what she is.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, she couldn't get elected any other way from your state. Okay, so Diane writes, in the last election, I had an Obama sticker on my back window. Long after the election, someone gouged it with a sharp implement. I was afraid of what might happen this year, especially with a new car. See, there it is, Suze. But I do have an Obama magnet on the back of my car. So far, so good. I'm sure these good Christian folks won't damage the car of one of the 53%. Let's see. Here's.
I think that we aren't.
No. Gigi says, I've had my car keyed. I have had people pull up to me at red lights and scream at me. And I've had written notes left on my windshield due to my bumper stickers for Obama. I have some concern for safety since the political climate is so volatile, but I hate to think I live in a country where I can't even put a bumper sticker on my car. I'm putting my yard sign up as soon as it gets here, and I live in a very Republican area. Speaking of yard signs, remember when they were free? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do. That was the thing where I didn't get any yard signs because I thought, oh, sure, they want to send me a yard sign. And then I saw they want me to pay for it. And I thought, well, hell with that. I was going to get some and give them to people who had homes in good locations. But, I mean, I've given quite a bit of money to this campaign. And the least they could do is give me a yard sign.
Well, didn't they tell you they were sending you some free bumper stickers?
Maybe.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to put a bumper sticker on. Because
I've been sending them money regularly.
I don't want to get this car keyed either. I just don't. Okay, Suze, we got to take a break.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So that will do. And, geez, I came in and it was sunny. What's going on out there?
Front moving in. Front moving in. That's okay. That's okay. Actually, a dreary day is perfect for Yom Kippur, isn't it? Yeah. Ugh. At least you aren't sitting there going, oh, I wish I were up.
Oh, and I am the worst person in the world. And by the way, I should say quite seriously, if I have offended any of you in the last year, chances are I didn't mean it. That's the best I can do.
Well, the chances are she didn't mean it personally.
Yeah, but no, I don't like to hurt anybody.
No, I know you don't.
No. And I'm sure, with the mouth I have, that I do. I know I do. So I am sorry, to be perfectly serious, for just a second. And we'll be right back.
More is on the way with Lynn Cullen Live.
Pittsburgh City Paper is available now. Pick up one today for Jim Brewer, the Lebanese Food Festival, Roy Haynes, and Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Pittsburgh City Paper, available at over 1,700 locations throughout western Pennsylvania. On the web at pghcitypaper.com and on your smartphone at citypapermobile.com.
The Pittsburgher Burger Competition and Music Festival benefiting the American Liver Foundation comes to the Rivers Casino on Saturday, September 29th from 1 to 7. See Pittsburgh's best restaurants compete for the title of Best Burger in the Burg. Sample and vote for your favorite burger while you listen to great Pittsburgh bands and enjoy ice-cold Amstel Light. For more information and to buy tickets, go to midnightguru.com. The Pittsburgher Burger Competition on Saturday, September 29th at the Rivers Casino. Get ready to get your burger on. Sponsored by Amstel Light and produced by Diane Rua Media. Gambling problem? Call 800-848-1880.
There will be readings in over 600 cities in 115 countries. 100,000 Poets for Change will take place on Saturday, September 29th at 7 p.m. at Awesome Books located at 929 Liberty Avenue downtown. Peace and sustainability is a major concern worldwide and the guiding principle for this global event. Featured readers include Jimmy Savetic, Christiane D., and Don Wentworth. There will be an open mic after the readings, free to the public, open to all ages. For more information, call 412-606-1220.
Have a question or an opinion? Call Lynn Cullen at 412-316-3381 or email lynn at pghcitypaper.com. Now, more with Lynn Cullen Live.
Oops. Here we go.
What did you do?
Oh, oops?
Yeah.
I don't know what I was saying oops to. I think maybe just because Jess and I were talking, as we often are, and oops, the show's starting. I have a few little just things I want to say, and you can respond or not. Did you see Bill Nye the Science Guy has got a viral video out?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah, he's had it. He can't take it anymore. The fact that 46% of Americans believe that God created humans in their present form about 10,000 years ago. I'm glad you're laughing because it's the kind of thing that can make somebody want to jump out the window. According to a Gallup poll, 46% of Americans. Now, I know Romney got into trouble by taking half the country and saying you're a bunch of moochers, but I'm about to take half the country and say you're a bunch of idiots. Anyway, so Bill Nye just can't take it. So here's what he says. He says, he's quoted as saying, you can just hear sort of a calming voice. The earth is not 6,000 or 10,000 years old. It is not. He repeats it again. It's not. And if that conflicts with your beliefs, I strongly feel you should question your beliefs. So he's trying not to be incendiary, but he can't believe it. And then listen to how he is in such a state of disbelief about like that Gallup poll that he says this. What I find troubling when you listen to these people, once in a while, I get the impression that they're not kidding. Part of him is holding out that, okay, they're just saying that because they're joking. They're not kidding. No, Bill, they're not kidding. Okay. Interesting little piece that was, I think, in the Washington Post. No, it was in Foreign Policy magazine, but it got reprinted in our local paper today. And it asked the question, can a man ever be Secretary of State? Think about it. The last three Secretaries of State, Madeleine Albright, Condoleezza Rice, Hillary Clinton, right? So I mean, we're saying that for like the last 20 years, America, its highest foreign policy, its biggest diplomat has been a woman. And this guy goes on to say, I mean, you think we'll ever have a man in that position again? Because it makes more sense to have a woman. And I think maybe we found that out. He says, we've never had secretaries of state as hardworking. Hillary Clinton made it to 110 countries in just one term, which broke the previous record for most countries visited by a Secretary of State in just 4 years. And that record had been set by Madeleine Albright. In numerous studies, women rank as more emotionally intelligent than men.
Right.
While
They're just better at it.
Right. While enjoying a greater ability to empathize, and also are well known, and men will generally agree to this too, that women consistently are better listeners than men. These are all things that a diplomat would be well advised, to have. Right? These abilities. Right. And then this guy... Not to say that men don't have them, and the ones that are very good at it are some of our best diplomats. Right. But this is why I don't know. I mean, used to be... When Madeleine Albright was put in there, it was like, oh, my God, you can't have a woman walking around with, you got to be kidding me. And we haven't gone back since. And then... This guy's name is John Norris. He says, and then there is the great intangible, star power. Is there any man out there who could inspire the texts from Hillary? Did you ever see those? Yeah. It generated 45,000 followers on Tumblr in just a few days. These were just jokey little tweets from Hillary. Does anyone know a senior male diplomat who can play piano well enough to perform for Queen Elizabeth at Buckingham Palace? The way Condoleezza Rice did. So it's just a whatever. It's just a heads up to note it. So you see the Fort Hood shooting suspect, Major Nadal Malik Hassan, has been hospitalized. This is the guy who killed 13 and killed and wounded 32 people in that mass shooting? Yeah. He hasn't even been tried. No. Susan, that happened in November of 2009. Right. 3 years ago. What? I'm asking. What? Well, how does that happen? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Theoretically, the right to a speedy trial is one of those, constitutional rights that we have. But he might have been held up by sanity. You don't know who's holding it up, whether it's his defense team or, I would imagine it'd be the defense team. I think they sort of got him dead to rights. I don't know. One would think. Jeez.
I mean, the last I heard, they were arguing about whether he could have a beard or not.
Right. Which seems pretty absurd.
Right. I mean, frankly, I don't understand why the military is,
that's silly.
Wasting time with that.
Yeah, that's silly. Okay, quick emails.
And it's inflammatory to boot.
Right. Exactly.
It's just stupid.
It's real stupid. So, Beth writes, last week I saw Senator Toomey coming into the building where there was a Turzai Foundation fundraiser. As his young aide went and greeted Senator Toomey, Turzai's a state Republican jerk. As his young aide went and greeted Senator Toomey at the door, I said, Pat, how could you vote against our troops? He was then ushered away without answering my question. I could only hope others might have heard my question. Also, last presidential election, neighbors of ours had a McCain-Palin sign up on their yard. I hate to say it, but we do look at them differently now. That's true, isn't it?
What, that McCain and Palin are beginning to look better?
No. Her neighbors. I think she's saying that once her neighbors came out and had showed themselves to be for McCain, that she maybe doesn't like him as much as she did.
Right.
That happens.
Of
that
course.
might be another reason people don't want to put a sign up.
That's right.
Because, anyway. More emails. Just joined your show, so not sure if you covered this. Saw this article about the 10 poorest states in America.
Wait a minute. Akin to drop out of race for U.S. Senate.
Oh,
no! U.S. Senate.
Oh, no! No! What did they do? Break his kneecaps? Susan.
I'm reading the crawl. That's the best I can do.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I can't believe he did this.
Oh, shit. Oh, wait. I actually follow him on Twitter. Let's see what he says. God. No! Stick with it! McCaskill must be... beside herself. Yeah. Well, even he hasn't tweeted anything. But, okay.
It must have just happened.
All right. Dang it. Okay, looking real fast. You're not seeing anything. We're not seeing it here. But Susan, well, she's right. She's in his district. Is that a local television that's doing it?
It's a crawl across the local NBC affiliate.
Okay.
But now that's passed and they aren't repeating it. And so I think that's what it said, unless the negative was way before it in the sentence.
Todd Akin. What? Oh, no, Todd Akin, 14 minutes ago. This is his tweet. We're not going anywhere. Retweet this if you're standing with us. He tweeted that, Susan, 14 minutes ago.
Well, I hope that what I read was wrong.
Yeah, don't scare us like that.
Well, I can't imagine what they were crawling. Okay, you were saying.
Well, I'm just looking for some more. Why would he have tweeted that if he was just, no, that's it. That's all I got so far. That's it. So 14 minutes ago, he said he wasn't going anywhere. Oy.
Yeah. It just... Well, it's saying that he recommitted, so maybe that's what they put across. But it sure didn't read that way.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, jeez. Just join your show, so next week, this is all the other 10 poorest states in America, which means the 47% that Romney considers moochers are his own constituents, because all of these states are southern, except Montana, and they are all red. So Romney apparently does not care about poor Republicans. Those states, by the way, are North Carolina, Alabama, Kentucky, South Carolina, Montana being the outlier, Louisiana, West Virginia, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Mississippi. Okay. Geez, Susan, you scared the bejeebers out of me.
Well, scared me.
Okay.
I didn't mean to. I'm standing here waiting for it to come by.
I don't know if you've seen the Sarah Silverman Let My People Vote.
No. She always scares me. But
okay, well, no, I'll forward it to you, but I do suggest that people watch it. It's on YouTube. It's very, very funny, if not a bit profane.
Well, it is who it is.
Yeah, it is who it is, but let my people vote. And Michael says, courts martial are not under the same rules as a civilian court, which maybe right. They don't believe in speedy trials or something. It's been 3 years since he killed all those people. There has been no justice at all. At all. And off subject, but just to inject some whatever it is into it, Margaret writes, ooh, can't find you, Margaret. I'm afraid it's about Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, no.
Yeah, have you ever seen that, Susan?
No, I've only seen commercials for it. And,
yeah, don't look.
And that was more than enough.
Oh, this is interesting. It won't even, Margaret, because you're talking about Honey Boo Boo, it won't even come up. I keep getting foreign policy things.
Did you block Honey Boo Boo?
I would like to, actually. By the way, speaking of elections, the voter ID law is they're arguing it again here in Pennsylvania in front of the judge Simpson, who first said he didn't think there was any problem with this vote, and then went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said we think there's a potential problem here, and sent it back to him. They've been kicking it back and forth. These are all Republicans, Susan, kicking it back and forth. At least our Supreme Court didn't have the gall to suggest there wasn't a problem with it. They sent it back to Judge Simpson and said he needed to ensure that there was, quote, liberal access to the new voter IDs that people have to get. I love the fact that the Supreme Court told him he needed to ensure there was liberal access. God. Do you know how many people will read that and think that it means, did you see that the Supreme Court said
you got to get liberals in?
You've got to let liberals go out of your way to let liberals vote? Doesn't say anything about conservative access. I got to take a break. Okay, we'll be right back.
Stick around for more with Lynn Cullen Live after this.
Get Lynn Cullen Live on your smartphone. Go to citypapermobile.com now for Pittsburgh City Paper's brand new mobile app. Get the latest restaurant reviews, event listings, movie times, and of course, Lynn Cullen Live on your smartphone. citypapermobile.com.
Hey, you know what? If you call the Greater Pittsburgh Literacy Council and sign up to learn how to tutor and help somebody learn the extraordinary life-enhancing, life-opening gift of reading, you could just get to heaven. I'm thinking about that today because I got to be doing a lot of atoning. And that would be something that would definitely be on your side, on the scales that God sometimes uses to judge us. Well, she took my name in vain. She took my name in vain. She's had evil thoughts about this one, evil thoughts about that one. Oh, she's tutoring people and making them. And look at how all of a sudden that starts balancing out. So if you care about your soul, I'm telling you, you call the Greater Pittsburgh Literacy Council. Seriously, they need volunteer tutors. They will teach you how. I'll give you their phone number, 412-393-7600. I'll give you their website. You can do it that way, too. gplc.org, Greater Pittsburgh Literacy Council. Go to heaven.
BergBargains.com for great deals on tickets to the Science Center, the City Theater, History Museum, Carnegie Museums, and some of the best restaurants in Pittsburgh. This week, get 40% off gift cards to the Harris Grill and Shadyside. BergBargains.com. Local deals, local merchants. BergBargains.com.
There will be readings in over 600 cities in 115 countries. 100,000 Poets for Change will take place on Saturday, September 29th at 7 p.m. at Awesome Books located at 929 Liberty Avenue downtown. Peace and sustainability is a major concern worldwide, and the guiding principle for this global event. Featured readers include Jimmy Savetic, Christiane D., and Don Wentworth. There will be an open mic after the readings, free to the public, open to all ages. For more information, call 412-606-1220.
Now, it's back to Lynn Cullen Live at pghcitypaper.com.
Okay, here we are back. Hey, Suze.
Yeah.
You know, we always marvel at our mom's amazing good health and how she makes 90 look indeed like the new 70 and stuff like that. There is a woman who is profiled in the New York Times today who, boy, I got to show this to Mom, give her something to shoot for. This woman just celebrated her 107th. She looks fantastic. And she's sharp as a tack. And she was dancing. And she complained the song was too slow.
Well,
and excuse me, and she was asked, you know, the usual, what is the secret of your long life? And here's what she said. I love this woman. She said, no exercise, eat as much butter as you like, and never look back. Don't you love her?
yes.
Okay, her name is Juliana Koo, and she's a woman of some substance. She was born in China during Theodore Roosevelt's administration. Jeez. Anyway, she was married to a Chinese diplomat who got killed by the Japanese. Then she married another diplomat, and she's been all over the world and in some pretty her second husband signed the charter that established the United Nations.
Wow.
Yeah. She lives in New York City now, surrounded by tons of family members, and on her last birthday, the 106th birthday, the choreographer Jacques d'Amboise helped her great-grandchildren perform a number in honor of her.
Aww.
Isn't that cool? I just love what she said.
Well, you know, Jacques is the guy that was behind the ballroom dancing in schools in New York.
And no exercise, eat as much butter as you like and never look back. And also, just like our mom, she doesn't take any medicine.
No.
But, you know, there it is. She's just got one of these extraordinary constitutions. I mean, you know.
And let's be clear, it's not that they don't take any medicine.
They don't have to.
They don't need any medicine and therefore don't take any medicine.
That's right. Everything's working fine. Although she says every once in a while a doctor will try to give her this or that and she won't do it. And she says her Chinese friends are always giving her herbs and she throws them away too.
Okay.
And a quickie here. You know those Ig Nobel awards that happen these are funny. Do you have someone knocking on your door now?
Yeah.
You want to go?
Go ahead.
Is this the guy you were going to kill?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Suze. We only got 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Bye. Be nice to him. Bye. Okay. So the literature Ig Nobel this year actually went to a governmental office, the Office of the Government Accountability Office, for a report titled, get this, now get your heads around this, Actions Needed to Evaluate the Impact of Efforts to Estimate Costs of Reports and Studies. Okay, I'm going to run that by again. Actions needed to evaluate the impact of efforts to estimate costs of reports and studies. But here, okay, that won the Literature Prize this year. However, here's how the Ig Nobel Committee translates that for you, and they did. They got it. I mean, it might have taken them a long time just sort of looking at it to figure out what that meant. Here's what it meant. It is essentially a government report about reports about reports that recommends the preparation of a report about the report about reports about reports.
Oh my God.
It's what it is. Yeah, did that clear it up for you? It's a government report about reports about reports. Okay? That much you can do, right? It's a government report about reports that recommends the preparation of a report about the report about reports about reports. And if that ain't it in a nutshell, I don't know what would be. And here's my final thing to you. San Francisco is going to be considering today a change to its building code. Get this. That would allow an apartment to be classified as an apartment that has only 220 square feet. Now, my guess is, Jess, that this little studio is bigger than that. Yeah, it is. So they're saying now that 220 square feet will constitute an apartment in San Francisco. And as you know, San Francisco, unbelievably expensive to own anything there. So what'll these apartments, if they allow an apartment to essentially be the size of a walk-in closet, they are expected to rent for $1,200 to $1,700 a month. $1,200 to $1,700 a month for 220 square feet. Boy, I'll tell you, life's good here in Pittsburgh, huh? Wow. All right, that is our time. As I said, we'll not be here tomorrow, and I'm sorry about that, but I will be truly atoning for an awful lot, and it'll take at least 24 hours for me to do that. We'll be back on Thursday, we being Tom Sokolowski, me, and Jess at the controls. And meanwhile, have a good one.
Lynn Cullen Live, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and archived at pghcitypaper.com. The opinions expressed on Lynn Cullen Live are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the viewpoints of Pittsburgh City Paper, Steel City Media, and its advertisers.